Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. We are back from Thanksgiving. Got back yesterday after being up in North Carolina for over a week, doing some projects up there, seeing family for the Thanksgiving holiday. So we're back, and I have got a total treat for you guys today. We are going to be checking out an awesome piece of equipment today. So we're gonna go over all that real quick, give a big shout out to the people who are helping us out today, and then we're gonna go have some fun, let me assure you of that. So let's take a quick look at what we got, and then we are going to get started. All right, guys, check this out right here. This is a Volvo EC300. This is a 30-ton excavator. This is almost as big as the Hyundai 330 that Chris has got. Almost as big. That's a 33-ton. This is a 30-ton, so it's almost the same size. So just to give you guys a comparison of how big this machine is, it is a big boy. I don't have all the specs in front of me, but it's a big machine. And as you can see, we have got a TMC Cancela Mulcher on this thing. And this is a big machine to have a mulcher on it, and I am super excited to see what this thing can do. I've only ever seen a mulcher on a couple 300 size machines. Actually, I've seen a couple of them here locally. I saw Hitachi 300 with a mulcher head on it, and a couple Cats 330. I think they were 336s with some mulcher heads on it, but I've never really got to see them up close and personal. So the sales guy for TMC Cancela sold this one to a local company here called Coastal Asphalt, and they are a local asphalt site work, paving. They pretty much do everything down here in the low country of South Carolina. So if you need any asphalt work or paving work, site work done, please give them a call, because I don't do that stuff. But they've been around for a long time. They're a very well-known company here, so please check them out. And now that they've got this thing, they might start doing a little mulching work too, I don't know. But they have been very gracious to let me run this thing for about 30 or 45 minutes to help promote this mulcher head. So they were like, you wanna come run this thing? And I was like, yeah. So let's, we're gonna go down this ditch line here, about where that pine tree is, and just kind of clean up some of the stuff on this ditch line and grind some stuff down, and let's see what we can do. All right, everybody, I'm going to show you guys how this thing works in the cab here really quick. So this is a little bit different than my pre-noth on my Kubota, because this thing has a door, and this thing's going to beep at me for the seatbelt, and I put my seatbelt on and it still beeped at me. Doggone it, Volvo. So it looks like we're set up for 60 gallons a minute, something like that. So we're gonna turn our throttle all the way up, and then we're gonna hold this toggle right here to the right, and all we gotta do is press that, and she's open. Now the trigger buttons, these little buttons down here, are the door. So the right one opens, and the left one closes. Well, it's got a diverter valve in there, so it's pulling flow from the mulcher head, and this is the same way it works on the skid steer. It's pulling flow from the mulcher head to work that door. So there's a diverter valve in there that's hooked up electrically that opens and closes like a solenoid that diverts oil flow, hydraulic oil flow, to that door. So that's kind of how that works. Basically the same way it works on the skid steer. The Ascendum hooked all this up, made all that work. So there's a pine tree right here, and what's left of an old something gum tree, and we're gonna grind that stuff down. It's rotten. So let's see if I can't set the GoPro up in here and you guys can ride along. I'm not gonna lie, this thing right here is unreal. I am just in awe of the amount of power that this thing has. I think we're running, I think the computer says we're running like 54 gallons a minute to the head is what we're running, and it's unreal the amount of power it has. It's perfect for these size trees. Now it's a little big for this ditch. Having a hard time kind of getting it down in this ditch because it's such a wide head. I don't know exactly, it's probably a 50-inch head or so. I don't think it's a 60, but it's probably in the 50s. It's a little bit wide for this ditch. I'll pick that stuff up out of there. I'm not gonna leave a mess, but once that stuff kind of falls in that ditch, it's a little hard to grind up. But that being said, the trees themselves just eats them down with no problem. I'm not going to take any of these like real big trees down. I'm trying to be a little cautious with it because it's not mine. But it would eat that tree right there, no problem. That tree, no problem. So there's a couple of little small gums down here we'll grind down, clean up. But man, this thing has just got power for just days. Power for days, guys. And yeah, this is pretty impressive. Guys, take a look at the size of this gum tree I ground. That's my hand.
About 12 inches.
I'd say it's probably closer to 8, 9. I wear a size 10, so that's about 10 inches or so. But it ground a 10-inch gum tree like it was a toothpick. That's impressive. That is super duper impressive. I mean, it just took that tree out like it was nothing. Wow. Super impressed. Nothing to it. hope you guys can see. I'm gonna try to stay out of the way. All right, we got a pine tree here. I'm gonna get rid of this, what's left of this gum tree right here. I think it's a gum. It's all rotten. Let's see, if it's still, no, there's nothing left of this. I think it's a red, it's old red maple, that's what it, no, there's a red maple growing there. It's not, it's an old gum. Actually, the wood in that still looks pretty good. He may want that for firewood. He told me not to grind any of the oak trees. He said the gums and the pines were fair game. So that actually might still have some good firewood in it, so I won't grind it. Let's see if we can't knock this pine down. Only problem is I don't have a lot of visibility. And I want to grind. There we go. All right. One thing this thing I think needs, this mulcher may need, it needs a bigger throat. It doesn't want to feed. All right. Well. Okay. There she goes. We're grinding now. I'll show you guys the difference between the door. You guys probably can't see it yet. With that door down, it really limits the amount it throws out the front when you're grinding compared to when that door is open, just like on the skid steer. I'm bogging it pretty good. So that grate right there is, the owner told me they're going to take this metal grate out and put in a piece of Lexan, which will improve your visibility. This thing just eats pines like there's no tomorrow. That just ate that pine like no problem. Let's open the door up a little bit. Actually, let's close that door back down. I'm not trying to make a mess. When you have that door up, it spits some chips, son. Let's get this top out of my way here a little bit. Mulcher head on this thing is massive. It just, when you're in this machine, it is huge. It's huge. It seems like it needs a little bit bigger throat though in the back to help it feed the trees up the back side. I wish it had a little bit bigger throat. Outside of that thing, he just eats. It eats. She's louise. I got another little pine right here we'll take down. I'm gonna move the GoPro. All right, hopefully you guys can see all this. Check the GoPro. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You guys can't see all the way up when I'm grinding these trees up at the top, but not much I can do about that. Okay. Now one thing on this, the door does not work unless the mulcher is running, because it has to have oil flow to the mulcher head to open and raise the door. So the door will not work. Sorry about the beeping. See, I'll put this, and it'll still, oh, now it works. Now it's not beeping at me. Yay, no beeps. All right. So oil, so the hydraulic oil is running to the head. Now we've got a door. Now the door is a little slow, and it is on my skid steer too, because again, it's diverting oil, but you don't use the door that much. It's typically all the way up or all the way down. So let's grind this one more pine tree. We'll back up just a hair. And one thing, this thing still tracks around really good. Everything about this machine still moves. It's still very responsive, even pushing all that hydraulic flow to the head. It's very impressive. I'm very impressed with the responsiveness of this Volvo. Even though it is pushing a massive amount of hydraulic flow to this mulching head, but it's still very responsive. It doesn't feel slow or sluggish at all. It seems to handle the weight of that mulcher head no problem. Absolutely no problem. I mean, you can extend this head all the way out over this machine, over the side. It's not going to get tippy on you. And this machine is rated for way more weight than what this mulcher head weighs, so it's a very stable platform. Nothing to that. Nothing to it. And then the door being down, so I've got these oak trees right here. We don't want to grind those, so that door being down protects those oak trees too from getting nicked. Which is really nice. So if there's like, that's another good nice little benefit of that door, is that if there's oak trees or other trees that you're not trying to damage, that door really keeps that from happening. And then to help this feed, I can open that door back up and we'll grind this top, feed it right on in there. And then actually I'm going to drop the door and actually see if I can't back drag this a little bit. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I'm gonna trim these branches back just a little bit. Get out of my way, branches. There we go. There we go. One thing I'm not used to on these, what I would call a fixed boom machine, is, so on my Mini, I have the ability to oscillate the boom. You know, I can swing it back and forth, and that really helps on mulching ditches and stuff like that. You can change your angle, you can shorten, lengthen the boom, all that stuff. On these fixed booms, you know, the boom just sticks straight out, and that's just what it's going to do. So that takes a little getting used to, as far as when you're grinding a tree, setting up your angles, you know, you know, setting up the angle of the machine so you're making sure that you're grinding it from the perspective that's the safest and most efficient and stuff like that. With the Mini, you've got a little bit more flexibility in that because you can oscillate that head or the boom. But the power that this thing has just totally outweighs anything that the Mini will do. Like, I don't care what Mini you're running with what head, this machine right here is just gonna outdo you all day long and twice on Sunday. And I just want you to hear this thing. I'm gonna open the door. Just listen to that. I don't know what RPM we're doing, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And even when you move the boom, like I'm picking up the boom, I'm not losing a whole lot of RPM. And the recovery is like almost instant. I mean, just almost like right there instant. So it's just an unreal, the power that this thing has is unreal. Unreal. So very, very awesome. And then just cut it off and just hit that toggle. Unreal. Okay guys, I think that's about it. I didn't want to take up too much of their time running their machine, but again, big thank you to Coastal Asphalt for letting me run their machine. I will put a link in the description to their website and a phone number. So if you guys need any site work, paving, that kind of work, stuff that I don't do, please give them a call. If you're in the low country of South Carolina, they work a little bit all over the place down here around the Myrtle Beach, Charleston area. So give them a call. And I just want to thank them. Thank you to TMC Cancela and RW for letting me hooking this up, let me come out here and run this thing and do a demo for them. And because they're the only ones around here that have got a mulcher like this on a machine, or at least one of these TMC Cancelas. And this thing is just, it's awesome. It's basically just the skid steer. I mean, it looks pretty much exactly like the one on my skid steer, except without the mount on the back for the skid steer. It's just got a mount on top for an excavator, and that's pretty much it. It's got the door, and I think it may have probably a pretty close sized piston motor in it too, the hydraulic motor. So belt drive, belts over here just like it is on the skid steer. So it's pretty much all there. So this one's pinned on right here. They've got it, this machine doesn't have a quick coupler, so it's pinned on. And there's all the info on the plate right there. Well, it's I'm out of the sun. I'm in the sun. So it's rated for 45 to 53 gallons a minute is what it says. And it eats. Sheesh. This thing is like the hand of God. You want a tree gone, you just touch it and it goes away. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So, would you like to add anything to the video?
Nope, I'm good, man. Thank you for coming out and filming it.
Thank you for letting me run it. I don't get to run big stuff like this. I'm usually a low machine.
It's definitely a big setup.
Yeah, it's this is big boy stuff right here. I don't know if I'll ever go something this big, but I don't know. Never say never, but all right guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, if you're interested in getting one of these, you know where to find them. So I appreciate it.